I'm McKeel Haggerty, and we are in Singapore at the YPO EDGE, and we just finished day 2 of what was truly an amazing experience in lifelong learning and idea exchange and everything that YPO is all about. And we're going to give you a little bit of a recap of some things that we heard today. And the best person to help us just frame again what the YPO EDGE in Singapore was all about, and our chair of the EDGE, NK Tong. NK, remind us of your architecture of this whole thing.
Okay, thanks, McKeel. So the theme for the convention is Defy Convention, and we had 3 content pillars. We were looking at diversity, inspiration, and aspiration. And over these 2 days, we've had like 47 speakers, and actually 17 of them, or 40% were women. Yeah, so
well, and that was a big theme. Diversity and inclusion was a big theme, not only in your design, but really it was the buzz all around, at the socials, during the breakout sessions in the marketplace. It was fantastic. I really think that from my perspective, YPO's perspective, that the world is changing, and we're really doing the right things here by putting a program together like this. We've had world leaders.
Yes.
We've had athletes. We finished up with a fantastic session today with Billie Jean King with an amazing message about that. I was pretty moved by some of her words.
Great. No, I'm glad you enjoyed that. And also, as you mentioned, world leaders, we opened with Rahul Gandhi, who is the newly elected president of the Indian National Congress Party. Okay. Yeah, and he's also
a new generation of leadership.
That's right.
Coming in. We've had over the past couple of days. It was great to hear the Prime Minister of Singapore, the son of the great Lee Kuan Yew, and so great generations. And it's not just about defying convention, but it's a lot about old conventions are changing.
That's
here.
right.
I mean, those were some of the major themes that I was hearing.
Speaking of old conventions. Amin Tafani just blew the crowd out with his innovation through blockchain. And actually, he demystified blockchain for me, and he gave us 10 areas where blockchain will really take off.
And some of those were just mind-boggling of how blockchain technology will be affecting not only the whole world, but certainly all of our businesses and all of our lives very, very soon. I went to one of his concurrent sessions on exonomics, which is about exponential economics and how Moore's law is changing how the business world is working at a pace that we can't even imagine. Absolutely blew my mind. We're both sent, NK is a mind mapper, so his notes are a little different than mine, but I took 5 or 6 pages of notes from his session. And by the way, all of these sessions, almost all of them, will be recorded and edited and put on the YPO source.
That's right.
So people who weren't here to get the full experience, they can at least get a little bit of a taste.
Well, and also for the rest of us here, remember the architecture, you could make it to 4 concurrent sessions with 21 different topics in 33 actual sessions throughout the 2 days. So although we made it to 4, you can go watch the other 16 or 17.
That's fantastic. Very powerful session this afternoon from Frank Ostaseski. And he runs a Zen Buddhist hospice in San Francisco, the Bay Area of the United States. And while he talked about what death can teach us, but it was not a story or a set of lessons about death, but in fact about life. And in this whole idea of reinvention, defying convention, he really opened up a lot of minds and hearts in that session. A great one to watch on the source.
I mean, he knows we're busy CEOs, right? Yes. So the message I got there, death is hiding in plain sight, but you learn from death. And it teaches us about living well. It's more about living well, about hope, and about reaching out to those we care for.
So I've been talking to a bunch of members over the past couple of days and just said, like, if they were to summarize in general what they felt. Obviously, we talked about inclusion. We talked about how the world is changing in a lot of those perspectives. But a really interesting, maybe uber theme or mega trend that emerged is that the concept of success in business and leadership is broadening than it once did. The idea of just driving the bottom line, driving profit, driving shareholder value, while still an important component, the idea of impact, not just about the tactics of leadership, but the impact of leadership, is clearly how the best thinkers are thinking about leadership development, and what we as YPO members should be thinking about.
Right, and probably that impact and that type of leadership actually does drive profits in the bottom line.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
it's
so
not
it's
about
a-
making choices, compromises. It's actually about
Yeah.
choosing performance
Right.
above anything else and the total balance of what business
Excellent.
can do. So, business is a power for good. And we saw that all throughout, all the great examples in a lot of the sessions today. And it's just been an amazing experience.
Thank you. Yeah,
All right,
it's been
well,
fantastic.
Thank you, NK. And, now next year, a year from now, when we're in Cape Town,
Yes.
we can both be sitting in the audience just taking it all in.
That's
So
right.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Cape Town 2019.
That's right. Check it all out on The Source.